Good morning, guys. It is Thursday, which means it's my favorite day of the week because I get to hang out with you. So thank you guys so much for coming in today. I am really just going to dive right in. We're going to get right into the meat and potatoes of today's live stream simply because we've got a lot to go through. So if you were on our live stream last week, you know that we did a part one and today's part two of live Etsy audits. And I received about 40 requests. I want to say like 35 to 40 requests in our Facebook group. We have about 33 to 34,000 members over there. So if you're not already in that, I highly recommend you getting in it and checking it out. Obviously, if you ever want to like request an Etsy audit in the future, not right now, in the future, that is where that's going to be. I also have like weekly resources in there. And I also give you guys the YouTube videos that we're doing on a weekly basis as well. So that is going to be EverBee members dash Etsy seller growth. So if that's something you want to go ahead and get in, feel free. And if you haven't watched last week's live stream, we were able to get through 5 out of the like 35 shops. And today we are going to be going just like power hour and getting through as many as physically possible. I promise I'm trying to condense them a little bit better than last week, simply because last week was really letting you guys know my process and letting you know how my brain works and how like I visually see things as I am auditing. So with that said, let's go ahead really quickly. And before we get started, show exactly what we're going over again really quick. Again, if you weren't on it last week, if you were, you're already going to remember these things. But we are really looking at 4 like big umbrella topics for each of the things that I'm going to go through today. The first one's obviously branding. So I'm getting an idea of the aesthetic and the appeal of your shop, as well as your individual listings as a whole. We're also going to be getting into a very big topic, SEO. So search engine optimization. So are you utilizing the right tags? Are you utilizing the right keywords or long tail key phrases in your titles? Are you using alt text? There's a bunch of different things we're going to go over. And then listing build is obviously a much bigger question with a lot of different moving parts. But if I look at like 1 to 2 of your listings on your shop, picked at random, because that's, by the way, kind of how it works. If I pick different listings at random within your shop, do I feel compelled enough to say yes? So we've already clicked through into the listing, and then is your listing giving me everything that I need to convert? Okay. The next thing or last thing is going to be community as well. So how are you utilizing the people who are actually buying your stuff? And then are you responding to their reviews? Are you using customer photos in your listing, stuff like that? So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and literally just get into number 1. Give me 1 sec to pull it up. All right, so for today's first purposes, I'll make sure you guys, yes, I was making sure you guys can see the same things I'm seeing. And obviously, as you can see at the very top of this page, we have a lot to get through. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So the very first one we are looking at, Cornhole Wraps Decals, is actually the name of the shop and also the name of everything that they do, which is awesome because I know exactly what I'm getting into. So first of all, loving the banner. I really don't have any changes that I would want to see with the banner unless we had a particular discount or something that we wanted to, spotlight. So let's say you want people on your email marketing list and you grab a QR code from EverBee email and you pop it right here, like get 10% off by scanning this code, or use this code at checkout to get buy one, get one, or whatever your thing is, if you have one. If you don't, then this is a perfect banner as is. The next thing is going to be the shop title. Also, I love alpacas. So I'm loving the like logo that you have. I know it's not a logo. It's more just like the photos of the items. So I think that's fine because usually when we were talking about branding from earlier, we were kind of like usually from last week, we were looking at the logo, the photo, the banner, like was everything seamless? Did it seem like it was talking about one particular thing? And in this case, the logo is absolutely doing that without being a logo. So this is 100% fine in my opinion. However, if you ever wanted to expand, if you haven't already, if you ever wanted to expand outside of Etsy, I would recommend getting a logo, creating a logo, and then maybe even changing the name a little bit, because Cornhole Wraps Decals isn't really like a business name. That's more so like telling people what we're doing. But I think for Etsy, this is perfect. So keep it as is. The next thing really quickly is the shop title. So like we've discussed last year, good Lord, last Thursday, last week, 7 days ago, this is the name, the shop name. This is the shop title. So when we discussed the shop title last week, we talked about how it is a very impactful SEO location. So right now, what I'm seeing is just a couple of kind of like extraneous words that people wouldn't necessarily be typing in. So unique, fun, and super cute. Those can be, that's like very valuable real estate. So we can actually just change that completely. So like the only thing that I'm seeing and I'm thinking like Etsy right now is like unique cornhole wraps, unique cornhole accessories, fun cornhole wraps. Like those might be things that people are typing in. But most of the time the answer is probably no. So what I'm going to actually I'm just going to confirm or deny. I'm going to go ahead and type in while you guys are here with me. By the way, if you did not watch last week, I'm doing this very much so live. So I don't have any notes. I don't have any like spreadsheet that I'm looking at that's like telling me what I'm experiencing with each of these shops. I am literally going shop by shop and just hoping for the best. So we're going to literally do this together. I'm going to go ahead and hopefully type cornhole inappropriately. As you guys will see, if you were here last week, I'm in a different location because I could not work in that corner again without my little mouse and keyboard. So it looks a little bit drab compared to last week, probably. All right. So I'm seeing cornhole is not the best per se, just in itself, but we can obviously go into a different other things. Okay. So cornhole board, cornhole boards. I'm loving that. Cornhole game. It's fine. I'm not loving the search all that much, but I think this is just in general, this is just a probably undersaturated space, but also potentially under demand space. So that's where I'm a little hesitant, but I'm liking it so far that like at least these are low as well. Cornhole game boards, cornhole board game, etc. So you see how like as we get a little bit more in depth and a little bit deeper down, we are seeing that these are obviously going down as well. So while I'm typing those in, it's like if I were to type in unique, for example, good Lord, you know what? I am just not a speller. Never happened. All right, there we go. So unique cornhole, 11 people are looking that up. If we type in fun, for example, 42 people are looking it up. So I hope that that's making sense as to why I'm kind of pulling those things out. So I actually would remove this completely, and I would utilize that very valuable real estate for higher performing SEO keywords. So I would say something like, let's go back where I was to keyword research real fast. Again, we're doing this all together, so pardon my having to go back and forth. All right, so cornhole board, cornhole boards, and cornhole game, cornhole games, cornhole board, bags, game boards. There's like a bunch of different ones. So I would actually look up something like that instead. So for example, I would say like cornhole game boards, wraps, comma, decals, and accessories. Or if you're even selling, which I haven't gotten there yet, but if you're even selling bags, I would maybe put that in there as well because people are actively looking up cornhole bags. Another thing that I saw was you are doing personalized, customized like items. So I really, really want to hit on that. So personalized cornhole boards, wraps, comma, decals, comma, bags, comma, accessories. Obviously we have a short, window for characters here. So just keeping that in mind, but just looking at what is actually performing already, especially if you have the EverBee Chrome extension and really using this to your benefit. So let's remove a little bit of this and let's replace it with things that are already being looked up. And let's really, really perpetuate on the fact that you are helping them out by creating personalized decals. Okay. Really cool idea. All right, looks like this was updated about 2 months ago. So I'm doing this on, what is today? I don't even know, like March 6th. I don't even know what day it is. Yes, March 6th. I had to look at the calendar. So we're doing this on March 6th. So it was like exactly almost 60 days ago. So I like this, but I definitely want to expand on it. So whoever is running the Cornhole Wraps Decals shop, I highly recommend taking a look at last week's live stream where I actually looked at Anush's, I'm going to forget what it was called now, timeless something, I don't know, but Anush's shop, because she did, they did a really, really good job at the perfect like shop announcement. So I really, really want to capitalize on this. I see that you're already doing exceptionally well. You're, the star seller as it relates to reviews. You have almost 7,000 sales. You're already doing a fantastic job. But I just want to kind of utilize the space for the shop announcement to be a little bit more like, am I in the right place? Am I going to be able to find the right thing here? That's kind of what your shop announcement should do and confirm for me as a potential buyer. And it should also give me anything that I need to know about your shop. So like, do you have any discounts? So like right now you have 25% off certain things. You have free shipping on certain things. So let me know where I should find that. Also, if you have any specialized seasonal stuff right now would be helpful as well. So like, let's say there's like Easter or there's, what else is coming up? Like Mother's Day, maybe like graduation, like any of those things that might be coming up over the next 90 days would also be really helpful to kind of like spotlight in this situation right here. I'm also going to go ahead and click on this guy real quick. All right, so something else I would see, or I would say if you're open to it, it's something so small, it's not a big deal, but I like to have an about section about the shop owner. So right now you have it as Cornhole customer support, which feels very like brandy. It feels very businessy, like big box business almost, even though I know you're a handmade seller. So Etsy's slogan is keeping commerce human. So as much as we can make this shop as humanized and personable as possible, that would be great. So if we can add a little bit about section and maybe even a photo of you, it's up to you. I'm not going to force it, but a photo of you or a photo of you and your wife, you and your husband, you and your partner in this, like whatever it is, I think that could be something that would help scream a little bit more about keeping commerce human for your shop. All right, let's scroll down here a little bit. I'm loving the sections you're choosing. These are all, first of all, you can tell that they did their research because they are doing things that are performing well in keywords in general. So professions do really well. Like people that, like they're nurses, they are teachers, they are professors, whatever it is. So professions just does significantly well on Etsy. So you can tell they've done their research there. I also love like natural wood grain, outdoors and hunting, like supernatural. Like I might buy one of those. So these are just really, really good examples of things that different ways that you could use a cornhole decal or the wrap. I'm interested to click on this really fast though. That's, man, so stinking smart. So stinking smart. Okay, so someone asked me a couple weeks ago, can I have a shop that has handmade items and digital items? And my answer to them was absolutely, as long as what you are selling to like in either of those mediums is also going to make sense for the end buyer. This shop is doing a fantastic job of perpetuating what I said. So they have all of their handmade options, of course. So like all of these things are like, this is, things that you could buy, different types of styles, different types of niches. But then I'm also seeing digital downloads. And I was thinking that maybe they were making planners or something, which was not going to make sense for the end buyer. But in this case, they absolutely are. Like these are print files, and you can also see print file there. So basically, if you are willing and you have the funds and or you have the ability to print off a decal or a wrap yourself. So like if you have this in your home, or if you have a local printer supplier that you use, whatever, you can actually take their art that they created and pop it on your own rather than them sending it to you. So very perfect example of how to combine the two. All right. Now let's go to the about section real fast. Ooh, man, this is so cool. Wow. You are killing it. I absolutely love this. Man, this is a perfect example. I'm sorry, I have a husky hair on my nose. This is a perfect example of how to show like the keep commerce human thing. So like, how are you printing these things out? What is your process? Show me a little bit about what your shop looks like. So in this case, they actually do have a brick and mortar, it looks like, while also having an Etsy store. So I love that I'm getting to know them a little bit more as, again, a business or a brand, but I don't know a lot about the person still. So I still haven't really seen like a photo of the person. So I think that might also be able to help us just a little bit if we can add that humanized kind of approach to it. And then this section right here, first of all, I love that you're in South Carolina. That's awesome. I actually lived in Columbia, South Carolina for about 6 to 7 months on assignment for like an old, job or career that I used to have. So I love that you're in SoCal, good Lord. I love that you're in South Carolina. I'd be interested to know a little bit more about your process. I'd be interested to know, like, why did you start this? Like, was this something that you loved doing in college? Like, let's just say, for shiggles today, let's say you also lived in Cola and you went to the University of South Carolina. And let's say you were a Gamecock and you loved getting together on like tailgates on the weekends before the football game or whatever it is. And you're telling me that story here. You're helping me like connect with you in like a personalized approach. That is the only thing. Like, I think that your branding is fantastic, but I don't know a lot about you as a person, like as a seller. This feels very brandy, like very business oriented rather than personalized oriented, which makes a lot of sense in a brick and mortar store. Makes a lot of sense for an online business like, Shopify or something like that. But for Etsy, they really, really want to keep it humanized. So if we can add a little bit of that human element, might help out. I'm just going to look at our shop policies really fast. So it looks like currently there is only returns and exchanges. So I'd love to see these shop policies expanded upon a little bit, like cancellations, digital download policies, etc. Very small thing, but I just wanted to hit on that real quick. And let's get to the reviews real fast as well. Okay. Well, that's really smart. Very, very smart. Design fee. I love that. Just an extra way to add more kind of recurring revenue on a monthly basis. Okay. All right. So what I'm seeing is there are a really, really good reviews, but I'm not seeing, unless like, I can scroll a little bit farther. Let me say I go to page 4. I'm not seeing any responses. So yet again, just another thing again about keeping commerce human. If you have the time, or if you even want to hire a virtual assistant to do it, that's totally fine. But I would take some time to respond to those reviews, because I think as humans, we kind of get into the space of like only responding to negative reviews, or only responding to reviews that like need a response because like we have to like give context or something. And I think that that almost in a way like sets us in an unfavorable light, because it means that we only respond when there's like a requirement, or we only respond when something isn't positive. So if we could possibly go in and like just thank the people that are interested in learning from us, or interested in buying from us, or whatever, you're selling in your own shop, that might be something that could be beneficial for you. And it also, by the way, this is for everybody, not just the shop, but it also they would get a notification that you responded to their review. So they also might be like, you might be brought top of mind for them. So that also might be something else that would help us, with maybe another sale, because we're responding to them. I don't know, just thinking out loud. All right, let's move on to, actually one more thing. Sorry. I am going to look at one of the items. First of all, that I do want to hit on real quick is they are doing a really good job at the featured section. So if I'm not mistaken, they are more than likely doing like the Etsy Pro, or whatever the program is called, where you pay like $9 a month or something to allow different ways to like show things. So some people only have 4 things at the top, and it's like 4 individual listings, 4 sections, whatever. But then this is kind of a little bit more over like in depth. So I love that they have the ones that are probably bringing in the most sales for them. So we have custom designs and wedding. Awesome. USA and military. And then they have drinks and alcohol as well. So you can see they have 3 sections that are spotlighted. And my assumption here, which I want to confirm in a second, but my assumption would be they more than likely are getting the most sales in those spaces. And then maybe these are also doing well for them, those individual ones. By the way, I love seeing your face. Hello. I was wondering who you were. Very cool. All right. The only other thing, this is totally random, but the only other thing I would think, I'm going to click on custom designs. Okay. Just thinking out loud here, I actually probably, personally, this is completely up to you. Obviously, you have a lot of sections, so you might not even have any space for this, and that is also fine. But I would almost want to separate custom from wedding, simply because wedding could also be an entire season of life. That could be the wedding, that could be the bachelor party, that could be the bachelorette party, that could be the bridal shower, that could be the whatever else people do when they get married. I got married under a tree with like 4 people. I don't know how weddings work. So there are different things that could work leading up to that big day. And then of course that big day in itself. So that in itself could be an entire like section. And then I also think since we are trying to focus more on personalizing and personalization and customization, I think that in itself should be its own section, because like if I want personalized something, I gotta maybe scroll a little bit until I find something that makes sense for me through some wedding stuff, and vice versa. Maybe someone wants wedding stuff and then they gotta scroll and they see like a fish and they're like, this is not wedding. So I would just recommend, if you have the ability, because obviously you have a lot of sections, but if you have the ability, I would separate personalized cornhole boards from wedding cornhole boards. Okay. Great, great, great overall. With that said, I'm going to go back to the all and just pick one random thing. I'm just going to scroll, scroll, scroll. I like this one. Again, I have not seen it at all, so I'm just really just going by what he has on his shop. Okay, so immediately off the top, I am wanting to change this right here. The reason why is because, going back to what I said a second ago, there are only a few things that people are actually going to be looking up as it relates to your title. The other reason I want to change something is simply because whenever you're on Etsy, which I will change my screen up a little bit really quickly just so you guys can see what I see. When you're on Etsy and you type something into the search bar and someone's like trying to look at it, I'm just going to type in cornhole to make it easy. All right. So we're only able to see a certain amount of words. So a quick example is like tournament. I almost said tournament. Tournament cornhole bundle O ... Hey, I think this is you. Look at you. Look at you go. All right. Custom cornhole boards - bean ... Vintage retro stripes backyard ... 8 custom family cornhole bags ... Okay, so I'm bringing all of that up to show you that I'm actually going to use this as a perfect example because you came up when I did this. So waterproof and non-fading C. Yes, could I scroll over this just like I am right now and get the entire title? 100%. Are people going to do that? No, unless the original thumbnail really interests them. So like this one, I might be interested to see like what else there is because it says bundle, and I might scroll over this. But a lot of people that are shoppers or people who are going to be like searching on Etsy do not know that they can just scroll over this and find the title. I do because I do this every day. So we need to change the title to be a little bit more focused on the item itself. So let me go back to where we were and get out of all this crap real quick. Here we go. So waterproof and non-fading C. This right here, if I can only, there we go. That is all that I am seeing whenever I am seeing it on a search. So I think waterproof and non-fading is important. I really think that's something that we should be placing in the title. But and then maybe also, you know, in the photos, I haven't gone through the photos yet, but maybe the photos as well. But right here, it doesn't tell me what it is. So I would actually say San Francisco cornhole board wrap, comma / hyphen, whatever you want. Maybe this could be something like new home gift, going away gift, maybe San Francisco local gift, like whatever, something of that nature. And then I also like the what is it? But pro, for example, is not something that people are going to be looking up necessarily, like pro cornhole board wrap. They're not. So really just utilizing this time or this space to really sell the item itself, how it was made. So like we have a little bit of that, the waterproof, weatherproof, non-fading, etc. But also who is it for? So I'm going to go to another example real fast. Let me go back to Etsy, see if I can find one that I really like as an example to show you instead of just talking about it. All right, let's do cornhole board actually, because I want to get really, really specific. All right, now what I'm going to do is just something that I do every single time I look up something. You don't have to do this if you don't want, but just as a quick little life hack, if you're interested, when I'm looking up something, I'm going to go over and click all filters. Then I'm going to click star seller. Then up here in the URL, let me see if you guys can see my URL. You can. All right. So in the URL, we are going to go delete, 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 and then type in best instead of star. So we filtered by star seller. Now I'm going to go best seller instead in the URL. And then that's going to show me best sellers and popular nows. So let's go ahead and choose. I don't really love those thumbnails, to be honest, but they're selling well. So let's just use this as an example. and see what they have. So, family established stained cornhole set with bags, cornhole set, stained cornhole set, monogrammed cornhole set, family established set. I think that they're doing the most here, but they're also selling the most. So I cannot judge. Let me go down and see if I can find another one for you. I think this is probably going to be the exact same concept, but let's just see. Custom cornhole set, add your logo here. Custom wood box cornhole boards, custom bag tossed outdoor lawn game. That's a good one. I didn't think about that one a second ago. Regulation size, that's also interesting because if someone is doing professional cornholing, I don't know how to say that. Whatever the name of the sport is, the verb of the sport, they're going to want to make sure that it actually is legal. Like, if that makes sense. So yes, I highly recommend kind of looking at your competitors that are in this space and figuring out how to speak about them and then putting that in the actual title itself. I'm going to go back where I was really quick and look at the tags as well, just for a second. So I'm using EverBee to look at the tags. All right, so that's pretty good. It's pretty good. There are some things though. So first of all, I would never use these. I highly recommend do not do this because this could get, even though this is not like the 49ers logo or anything, even utilizing their name in a tag could get this particular listing shut down. So I just really highly caution on that. Regulation size, it looks like that's what you were using. So that's good. Custom boards. ACL cornhole. So what I want to show you really quickly is I think that's ACL. I cannot see. ACL cornhole decal set. Yes, there are obviously less competition for them, but there are also very low search volume. So we kind of want to find the one that's in the middle where maybe there's a little bit more competition, but there's also a lot more search volume. So custom cornhole, for example, you did a great job there. Tailgate. All right, so these for her, for him, gift and wedding. As you can see, people are looking it up like crazy, but they're also everyone and their mother is also listing it. So I would recommend swapping these out, maybe just 2 of them. You can keep 2 of them, swap 2 of them in order to really, really hone in on the person, like cornhole lover or cornhole pro or something of that nature. Let me just see if that's even a thing because I don't want to tell you what to do. All right, so cornhole lover is not the right one, but this is what I would do if I was interested in trying to find gifts, for example. So we're still in this same space, cornhole gift for dad. So all of these are a little bit a lot smaller than I would like, but I might want to get into that space just to figure out instead of gift, I would be gift for, maybe outdoor decor, outdoor games. Let's see. All right, so I would find ways to get this down a little bit, but I like this number. So hope all of that makes sense. That's the direction that my brain is going. Let's move on to number 2. All right, I love this because I am a huge book lover. So the Autumn Leaf, a shop for book lovers. First of all, love your design, love your aesthetic, love your branding, love your colors, the font pairings, the typography. I mean, everything is 10 out of 10 in my eyes. You're also a star seller. You're also 9,300 sales. Amazing. All right, here's a really good example of exactly how to do a shop title: handmade book sleeves, bookmarks, and stickers. And then the only other thing I would put maybe at the end is for whom. So for book lovers, for, I don't know, book talk people or whatever it is. That's a really good shop title. I just maybe want to put for whom. But if it's for everybody, then leave it as is. Perfect. All right, let's get in here. Okay, cute. Bookish is actually a really good keyword for you or the reader in your life. I love that for the shop announcement because it's not just for you. It's if someone is coming to gift something to someone who loves books. Perfect. Nice. Okay. She's also given me an idea of what we're looking at for, I just found a little tiny, it's not a big deal, but I just am crazy with spelling, even though I can't spell. I am the grammar person, but I can't speak. But we want to just fix that right there. Just order instead of odor. But I also am seeing how she's trying to get email subs. and she has 2 different discount codes. So that's really, really great. I almost am interested in maybe even bringing this up a little bit, because when we close it, for example, this is all they see. So I'm almost interested, if you're open to it, to copy and paste them and put it right here in between these 2 instead, so that they see that there is a discount in your shop announcement and they feel compelled to look more into it. Very awesome. All right, let me look at your overall. I want to buy all of these. These are so cute. So cute. Okay, so this seller, man, this seller is doing a fantastic freaking job at going the direction of trends and seasonality and fitting it perfectly in with their ideal buyer. So doing some spring reading. It's obviously like the middle of what day is it? I literally don't remember. The beginning of March when we're doing this. So we're getting into spring, we're getting into floral, we're getting into bunnies, eggs, carrots, etc. So I really love that. Tropia sticker. I don't know. Maybe I'm not as bookish as I thought, because I don't know what that means, but still cool. Lucky. Okay, so we're getting into the St. Patty's Day space. This one's a different version of that. And then there was something else that I saw that I wanted to hit on, obviously gardening here. Okay, this is what it was. So Highland cows and like the rhinestone cowboy thing was really big this and last year. So I love that she's doing that. We also have a beehive. So anybody who's interested in bumblebees, anybody who's interested in kites, anybody who's interested in horses, I mean, that she's literally covering all of the bases. And what I love is there is an aesthetic that is familiar across the entire thing. So we're either on like a faux fur rug kind of thing, or a blanket, whatever this is. We're on a whitewashed like wood grain kind of thing, or we're on a book. And I know that it looks the exact same throughout. Loving it. The other thing is all of these look really good. So what we have some seasonal ones. We have what it actually is. So the item itself, again, more seasonal. Then we have like bandanas for dogs. Feels a little bit left field to me, but maybe we also love our dogs because we love our books. I don't know, but it's fine. I think it's fine. I'm just letting you know, like that was just a little bit left field compared to what we're selling on the rest of it. The really good thing about the keychains, however, is that's really funny. I don't personally, but I have lots of friends and my sister or whatever. So, I'm like, that's hilarious. I'd buy that for her for sure. So these kinds of things make a lot of sense for the end buyer. So even though it's a keychain and it's not like a book associated, like it's not a bookmark or it's on a book sleeve, but it makes sense for the person who is getting this. So I think you're doing a great job. I just was a little confused about the dog bandanas, but I love these Kindle koozies, however you say that. Very, very cool. All right. So let's go to the reviews real quick. Everyone's loving it, and that makes me happy. Also, Robin put her information about her as a person, so I love that. I don't see an about section. Am I crazy? Let me see. Okay, so there's not an about section for the shop itself. It's only taking me to the Pinterest and the Instagram and then telling me about Robin. So Robin, I would highly recommend doing an about section for your shop, like we showed a second ago with my cornhole board man. Just really showing like your process behind the scenes, what your workstation looks like, who you are, which I kind of know a little bit, but something like that would be really helpful there. Also, responding to all the reviews would be really pretty. I would like that. Looks like you have all of your shop policies listed out. It was February 2021, so I'm sure they're the same, but if you want to update them, you can, but I think they feel good right there. All right, let's get into one of the items. Okay. First of all, I love what you did. Like you can tell that like maybe you've done some photography in the past. So you kind of have like a stage set up for this. I really like it. It makes sense because it's, Halloween. I think it's really cool. I do have a couple of tips here though. I know what this is simply because I read it right here. So book koozies, I'm never going to say that right, and pouches. I know what it is because I read it there, but I didn't really know what it was looking at it. And also going back to my statement from earlier that we only see a little bit of the title, Pumpkin Witches Halloween Zippered. Zippered what? You know what I mean? So like right now, as like a normal person that doesn't know what this is, I do, but like pretend that I don't. This looks like a makeup bag. Or like a makeup like holder or something. And then I see that there's like a little thing sticking out the top, but I don't know what it is as a random person. I know what it is, but in this case, I want to make sure that it is like no questions asked. So what I would do is either put like a sticker on here that says what it is, or we need to adjust the title, which is my second part of this. I think we need to adjust the title in general, simply because this needs to expand a little bit and give me more, and then like who it's for. Okay, so let's go ahead and come back to Etsy again. Again, I just like to show you guys where my brain goes and what I would do if I was trying to figure out how to change the title. So I'm going to say Kindle Cozy or Sleeve. Let's just call it Sleeve for now. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing again real quick. Filters, star seller. And oh no, hold on. We're not going there yet. There we go. And best seller is what we're going to do here. All right. So once we get that down, we're now at a place that is going to kind of be, you know, the best people, the ones that are selling right now. So the good news is all of your competitors, almost all of them, except for this. I like custom embroidery. That's kind of cool. But most of the sellers don't have anything that says what it is. I like this one also, like with hand strap. If you offer that, that's kind of an interesting thing because I think that makes it unique. But I am seeing that it's mostly just the item itself, except for this one, strawberry book sleeve. But everything else is just the item. It doesn't have a sticker on it. So that's good to know because maybe we can take back what I said a second ago. But what I am seeing is a little bit different, because I'm getting an idea of what they are before, like while I'm scrolling through. So embroidered, and also I don't think you're allowed to use the word Kindle. I don't want to say that with 100% certainty, but it is a brand, so I don't think we're allowed to say that. So I would just call it like e-reader maybe, but nonetheless. So embroidered floral Kindle sleeve, like I know what that is, obviously. Personalized quilted Kindle / neutral checkered Kindle insert, which I don't know what that is personally, but tan beige embroidered flowers. Okay, so this is another example. I don't know what this is without clicking into it. Handmade ribbon tied Kindle S love letter Kindle plus book sleeves. Okay, so you see where I'm going with this. So like I'm able to kind of like get an idea, or I'm not. So like this one didn't help me, but I am getting an idea of what I'm looking at. So let's just say, I want to go into this one. Let's look at the rest of their title. So colorful Lattice Kindle Paperwhite case. Again, I don't necessarily know if I would use that per se, but nonetheless, we'll just use this as an example. Personalized Kindle Paperwhite cover, Paperwhite 6.8, Kindle 6.5, 10th, 11th generation case cover. So again, yours are a little bit different because you can probably use it for a lot of generations, or depending on what sizes you're offering. But that's kind of something that is just giving you a little bit more inspiration of like how you want these things to be found. So right now we are currently looking at Pumpkin Witch's Halloween zippered e-reader pouch case. And it's telling me exactly what it is, but who is it for? Who should it be gifted to? And can there be certain things, let me get out of these. Can there be certain sizes that go in there? Those are going to be all things that I need answered before I purchase this. Let me refresh because right now it's going slow. Okay, I mean, I think your photos are great. It's showing me exactly like what it's looking like, how to use it. I can obviously get a discount here. The only thing I think we're missing is size and like what generations can fit in here, because I can't answer that question currently. So that would make it where I wouldn't be ready to purchase this yet. So it's not a full yes yet. Looking at the description really quickly. Okay, I think your description's good. Okay, here we go. There we go. So this kind of stuff I would not have known had I not come to the description. And unfortunately, we have to assume that no one is going to the description, and or no one is reading the title, and or no one is looking at all of the photos. I hate that for us, but we really do need to like go into it expecting all three of those things to be true. So we need to put things in all of the places to make sure that we can still sell from each of them individually. Otherwise, though, I think that your description is absolutely perfect. Cool. Let me look at your tags real fast. All right. I like this. Bookish things, bookish covers, doing, somewhat well. Pouch for Kindle. Okay. Again, I don't know if we can use that word, but don't quote me. E-reader pouch. Okay. I mean, I think you're actually doing a really good job with these. There's some that I would probably adjust, like Halloween case, Halloween bookcase maybe, but that's also like something you put books on, so maybe not. But there's certain things that are just a little bit heavier than I would like. But I do think you're using a really good combination of the broader terms and the more like niche down terms. So overall, I think that you're using really good things in here. I just really need to know a little bit more about the item itself. Okay. So otherwise, Autumn Leaf, I think you did a fantastic job. Your branding is on point. I can tell that people are buying from you for a reason. So great, great, great work. Let's keep going. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. So again, I'm seeing this for the first time. I'm going to be really, really honest while we're in here because I really think that like honesty is the best policy and I want to help you guys out as much as physically possible. And I am not helping you out if I do not provide my full transparent, view here. The banner is very confusing to me. It's very overwhelming. It's a lot of like different colors, different like ideas. This feels almost like not fully complete. There's just a bunch of things here that I think that we could like elevate this significantly. And also up here it seems very AI generated. Like I'm not sure what the pattern is here, but it just feels like it's like AI art that didn't do a great job at AI art. Like the AI didn't do a good job, not you, of course, but like the AI itself. So that's kind of where my brain is leaning. I think that there's just definitely some like reworking that we can do up here. So what are we selling? Who are we selling to? Once we get that down, I think that will be a lot easier to build this. Okay. I can't read this. So I would also maybe rework, maybe do some workshopping on the logo as well, because I'm not entirely sure what that says. So it's kind of hard to see. Charming mugs, journals, and much more are coming soon. Okay, that's fine. I think you can just get rid of this and then just really focus on what you are selling and who you're selling to. Much more coming soon could be in the shop announcement or in the about section, not necessarily in the shop title. All right, let's look at some aesthetics. Bird mom, that's funny. I like that. Okay. I mean, we got some candles. We got some, that's funny. I love these bird ones. So we've got some candles. We've got some mugs. Let's go to page 2. Same kind of thing. So it looks like you're doing some journals as well. Okay. All right. All right. So I'm seeing mugs, journals, and candles are the majority. And then I see that you're kind of doing some lifestyle mock-ups and you're doing some mock-ups like from I know because I work with them, the print on demand provider itself. Also, I'm seeing some that are a little bit more curated and then you put some text on them. So that's fine. Let me go back to page 1 real quick. I'm going to actually do something real fast and I'm going to go and see. So you have 6 sales currently. I want to see which ones sold. Let's see. All right. So Thanksgiving, peacock, avocado. That's funny. I love avocados. And cardinal are the ones that sold. So I would actually spotlight these in your featured section since those are the ones that sold rather than these. So you do have the Thanksgiving one, but right now like Thanksgiving is not important, obviously. So I would maybe like switch those out a little bit. I think you somewhat did in a way by having like birth month flower and then maybe Valentine's Day. So I like that, but like we're past Valentine's Day, we're past Christmas, we're past Thanksgiving. So maybe we focus a little bit more on seasonality. Also, really quickly, I haven't really talked about price on anybody else, but I am going to talk about price here. So I'm just going to type in mugs very, very easily, just very broad for a second. And again, we're going to do the all filters, go back to the exact same thing I was doing a second ago. Star seller and bestseller. All right, so I have a point, I promise. Bear with me. So what I like to do when I am doing this is, are my titles where they're supposed to be? Like, are they in line with where my competitors are? Are my thumbnails, the thing that's going to capture someone's attention, in line with my competitors? And are my prices aligned with competitors? Okay, so I am seeing, that's very, very low. I wouldn't recommend being that low, but we have $3.47 is probably a lost leader example. $12.37, $16, $5.90, $10.89. I would buy this immediately right now. $17.99. Okay. $23.90. This is a handmade one, so that makes sense. That is it. That number is justified wholly. $13.99. This is another expensive one because we are making all of these from scratch. $14.39. Okay, so I'm just showing you these as examples of we might be a little bit off on price here. So I would maybe add a 10 to 20% discount shop wide on the things like your mugs, just because I know that that's not really matching what the competition is doing. And I also think it's really important to think about like what the mug is and who the mug is for. And is it a smaller niche? Can I charge a little bit more? So like funny bookish mug, I think that could be, don't look at that. We'll scroll past that. I think that could be something that is a little bit more expensive just because it's a more expensive buyer, but all of the rest of them are like under that $16 mark. So I would just recommend, right now we are not having a sale on anything, but the majority, like a lot of our people that we are competing against are having a sale. So that's going to be something that, like, as a viewer, as a shopper, my eye automatically gravitates to something that's going to help me financially. So I want to maybe put that in place for you as well. Last but not least, I'm going to also come in here and do candle. Let's say bird candle. I don't know, because you have a lot of those. I don't know if even that's a thing, but let's see. Okay, bird watcher. Yep, cute. All right. Let's do some product analytic. No, not what I want to do. Just kidding. I'm going out of order. All right, let's get the best up to the top again, and then we're going to do the exact same thing. All right, what are we looking for? Okay, so of course there's some things that aren't candles, so that is not helpful, but this one is. Okay, so $21.71. This is handmade. That's cheating. I don't recommend that, but that's $12.60, $9.99. Again, don't recommend this, but it's just me. $6.56, $12.60, $9.99 again. Okay, so just trying to kind of prove a point here that the current pricing structure that we have on both of these items is significantly off, and that might be hurting our visibility. Okay, so that's just one thing I wanted to hit on there. I am liking these. I think these are fine because we know like what we're selling. So I think this is fine. But I also think that there's just a lot of niches that we're hitting with different, like, I don't know if there's like a reason behind it or if we're just going the direction of what's trending right now. So the reason I bring that up is I am seeing Bird Mom with a little coquette bow, and then I'm seeing World's Best Bird Mom with a little cherry on it. And again, just being fully transparent, being fully open. It just doesn't seem to like make a lot of sense. Like, I would put a bird down here, or I would just put World's Best Bird Mom. Like, if that's something that you have vetted and you're seeing that that is doing really well and you want to make a mug like that, fantastic. But I think this might be an interesting show of what not to do when it comes to combining niches. Okay. Let me see if I think this is a really good idea of what to do to combine niches. So we've got the butterfly niche, we've got the floral, nature, etc., and then we've got the mom space. I think this is a fantastic idea of like how to combine. But I think something like this and this might not make a lot of sense. Okay. Let's go ahead and just choose one random one so we can look at it itself. Ooh, coconut apricot. That sounds fantastic. Okay. I don't know if this makes sense. Personally, like giving me life advices, first of all, I think that could be advice at minimum, but I don't like, what does this smell like? I don't know if that makes sense personally. I'm just going to choose another one real fast. Okay. That's funny. I like that. A parrot with too many opinions. Okay. All right. So I think that there's just maybe a couple of these, like the smells likes, just don't really make a lot of sense. Like for what, like, because the smells like concept is supposed to be like funny, and like relatable. So like if we come up here, for example, and I just type in smells like candle. I'm sorry, I'm getting a call that I'm going to ignore. All right. So let's see. Of course, everything is your text here. Okay. Smells like you're a bridesmaid. Makes sense. Smells like abandonment. I'm sorry, that's not funny. But, trauma sharing. We're just, we're bonding over something that would make us laugh. Smells like I have concert tickets. Smells like Hoa, 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 hoa. If you guys have ever seen Twilight, please, for the love of God, don't make me look crazy. That's what that is. Smells like light me when you want to be a certain level of not clothed. Like, see what I mean? These are really funny and it makes sense for the person that's going to be receiving them. So I would just look at a couple of those and then look at what we're selling and see if that matches up. That's just my quick little feedback. I do like your AI art though. It's very good. Very, very good. And I also really, really like the thumbnail that you're choosing. It looks like you're using the majority of print on demand supplier thumbnails or mock-ups. So I might change that a little bit. Okay, it's good. It's telling me exactly what I'm getting. I like that. Another mock-up. Sweet. All right, let's get into these real quick. This is a lot of information. And it is a little overwhelming. And it's a lot of words, and we're supposed to have like kind of like not minimum words per se, but just to try to make this as user friendly for the end buyer. Okay, so I would recommend we have a couple of things up here. 1, 2, 3. Maybe not the thumbnail, but maybe 3 of these that we could maybe maneuver some text onto. So if you want to say all of these things, first of all, I would also recommend doing a spell check before you get anything live. But if you want to do certain things, like this, for example, could be on one of these, so like kind of just giving the absolute amount of information that they need and then putting the rest right here in the description. Okay. So I think that this is just very overwhelming as a shopper, as a viewer, as a potential buyer. It's also like very small lettering. So like right now I'm on a very big screen on like 27 inches, but I fear that this might be a little bit hard to see on mobile. And that's where a lot of people are going to be buying. So all of these, there's like 5 or 6 of them. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so these I would recommend, like we gotta adjust these a little bit to make it a little bit more user friendly for the end buyer. All right, moving into here. All right, in my opinion, I could be wrong here, but no one's going to be looking up coconut apricot. I could be wrong, so I'm going to confirm or deny. Oh, what am I doing? Going to the wrong place. That's what I'm doing. Maybe singing that all day now. Where did it go? Oh no. I'm so sorry, guys. Hold on. Oh, Lord, I'm so sorry. I pushed a button on my keyboard and it all went kablam. Hold on one second. Man, I suck at this. Okay, let's try that again. Apricot. Okay, I'm just checking my idea. So 82 people are searching coconut apricot, but 17,500 are competing for the space. So I would say that we can probably nix that. We don't need to talk about the scent necessarily. Eco-friendly home fragrance, bird lover gift candle. I mean, I do think that's fine. Wax candles, etc. So let's come back over here, back where we were originally. And let's do wax candle. Good Lord. It's going to be in my head all day. I'm going to go to product analytics this time, just so you guys can see I do it 2 different ways, whether I'm doing like the star seller, bestseller, or the URL, or I do it this way. So I like to go to EverBee database to look at all of them. So 286,000 that are currently under wax candle. And then I like to sort by monthly revenue. So you can see that's already sorted. I'm also going to filter a little bit. This is just my preference. I'm going to filter by the max listing age of 12 months. Because that was 50 months, for example. All right, iced coffee one. That's kind of cool. Let's look at this one. All right, so iced coffee candle, 15 ounce, iced latte candle, coffee scented handmade candle, coffee scented candle with ice cube design, gift for her. I think that's a very, very fantastic title, hence why that number right there. Let's do, a martini glass. That's cool. Martini candle, extra olives, martini candle, gel wax, martini candle, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I think they could probably not put martini candle a billion times, but that's a really good example as well. So I would just go back into doing maybe a workshop of each of my individual titles to make sure like that, again, looking at your competitors, are your titles aligned? Are your pricing strategies aligned? Are your thumbnails aligned? Those are the 3 that I really, really like to look at. And then I also like to be like, as a buyer, would I buy this? And the answer is not right now as it currently stands. Let's go to the description just to see if there's anything else. I mean, I think this is a really good starting thing. It's funny. I like it. Okay, I think your description is great. It's very long, but I like it. It's giving me everything I need. Sweet. I think your description is great. I would just recommend we rework the titles, we realign our pricing with the market, and we fix the six, so that we can just be a little bit better user experience for the end buyer. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see how I'm doing on time. Probably not great. I don't even know what time it is. Not great. Oh my God, we have so much left to go. Listen, I am not someone that can do a 2-minute audit per shop, I guess. That's just who I am. If you guys are open to it, I know we are at the 54-minute mark right now, but if you're open to it, I am going to go past the 11 o'clock mark like I did last week because I cannot do this as well as I had thought. Literally today, I promise you, I'm going to go through all of these. It's just a matter of how long, and if you need to stop at 11, because you have prior commitments and you need to come back and watch it later, that is totally fine. You can pick up right where you left off. But if you guys are cool of it, just cool of it. Good Lord. If you guys are tired of me and cool with it, give me a thumbs up in the comments that you are okay that I keep going, because I want to just get all of these done for everybody who asked, first of all, but also to give you guys as much clarity as possible. All right. Hickory and Vine, printable labels, tags, and gift card holders. Love it. Perfect. Nothing to say. The only thing I will say that I'm going to tell you guys like what he or she is doing really well. I don't usually love the shop name / the logo being like front and center, but I think it's fine here because it tells me exactly what I'm getting, what I'm going to be like looking at. And then I'm also seeing 2 examples that are totally different from each other. So I love that. Gift tags, gift card holders, and wine labels. Fantastic. She's a star seller. It is a she because Heidi. Awesome. All right, so this was just updated like last week. Sweet. Cool. Okay. I mean, I think this is a really, really good, easy, simplistic, straightforward shop announcement. Anusha's from last Thursday was a little bit more extensive, and I really liked that. This is simplistic, and I really like this. So if you're looking for one or the other, this is a perfect example of what you could do. Oh, these are beautiful. Sweet. Oh, man. Okay, so overall, okay, this is funny. I don't recommend this because it's obviously copyrighted, but that's actually hilarious. Very, very smart design idea, even though, again, I'm just a little bit icky on it, but I am loving the aesthetic. I am loving your branding overall. It's very, very cohesive. I know exactly what I'm buying, exactly who I'm getting it from. I am also loving the sections because, again, these are all things that people are going to be looking up. The only thing maybe is appreciation, but I think that makes sense still for like what you're selling. So I think that's fine. All right, let's go down to the about section. Easy, pretty, and personal gift giving made simple. I love that. A little bit more about her story, what she does, why she does it. And get on my newsletter. Fantastic. Okay. The only thing I would recommend here, she's been here since 2013. So that's freaking awesome. That's 12 years on Etsy. That is so amazing. It's before I even got on Etsy. So that's awesome. The only thing I would recommend here, Miss Heidi, is if I can get some photos to kind of get a background view of you, behind the scenes view. Shop policies are all updated. And she also even has her frequently asked questions updated. So I think that is an even better, just icing on the cake. Reviews. She's responding to a handful of them. Okay, this is hilarious. I need one of these. So funny. All right, so she's responding to a handful. So I would recommend, Heidi, if you have time or if you want to hire a virtual assistant to get those all handed out. I also would recommend a featured section based on what things are selling best for you. Let me confirm what is selling best for you before I tell you to do that. All right, so we have the magic reindeer. I would not put that in featured because we don't need that quite yet. That's good. Let's put this in the featured section. That in the featured section potentially. That and that maybe. So you can I'm basically just seeing like what's doing well. I'm also going to filter by 12 months real quick because I want to get like things that sold well over the past year. All right, so crystal ball is still in the realm of like what could be featured. Football instead of basketball, which makes sense because, you know, football just got over. March Madness is obviously happening right now. I can't drink this, but you can. I'm assuming that's for pregnancies. Yes, it is. That's so funny. So yeah, I would basically just figure out what are your top sellers and pop that in your featured section if you're interested. And I'm just going to just going to choose one of these and see what happens. Thanks a latte. Very cute. All right. So personalize. I don't know what that is. Choreo? What is that word? I don't know what this is. So ignore me when I'm trying to figure that out. So as long as the person who's buying this knows what this is, then you're fine. Cordial? I'm actually interested. Hold on. Am I spelling that right? Tis. Huh. Never heard of this in my life. I don't know what that is, but I think it's really cool that the person that's buying this hopefully will. So fantastic. And I love that you have that because the person that wants this might. My question though is I didn't know what it was. So I wonder if like a lot of other people that will be buying this will know what it is. I wonder if you have the ability, this is just a thought. You do not have to do this whatsoever, but I'm just thinking out loud. A lot of people, like millions, know how to use Canva rather than Cordial, which I know I'm saying that wrong. Cordial, maybe. Anyways, so a lot of people know how to use Canva. So I'm wondering if any of the things that you sell, I think the answer is yes, but I just want to confirm, can any of these be made as Canva templates as well and editable in Canva, and then they can be printed out? That might be something that would help you reach even more people because of what's on here. So just thinking out loud. Very cool though. I like it. Oh, made with Cordial. So the answer is probably no. Something to think about though. Might be something that's like beneficial for your shop. It might help you reach even more people. With or without personalization. Okay, very cool. Nice. Okay, this is fantastic. It's telling me exactly what I'm getting. It's telling me exactly, ooh, try before you buy. Ooh, that's kind of cool. It's telling me exactly how to do things, how to keep up with you. I think that's great. Coffee, thank you, orange gift card holder, printable appreciation gift for teacher, employee, volunteer, staff. So I think we have maybe a handful more characters that we can put in here. So I think that you're doing a great job at saying exactly what it is, and then what is the type of it, and then who it is for. So I think that's great, but I think that we could maybe open these spaces up a little bit more. So if I just go back into my handy dandy search bar, and then I say gift card holder card. That seems wrong. I don't know what it's called. Hopefully it'll come up though. All right, so that's funny. Gas money card holder. Happy closing day. Trying to find an exact example to match what you've got going on. Okay, this is what I meant, by the way. Plus Canva editable, just to give you a quick example. Not finding one that I am super in love with as the exact example for you, but let's just choose this one really quickly and see. Nope, that's a very bad example because it's even worse than what we're currently dealing with. So it's not going to work. Let's look at this. All right. Editable birthday gift card book, last minute birthday gift, adult birthday card holder, customize in Canva, instant download, edit, and print. That is what I was looking for because I think that this is kind of like exactly what you're doing, except for you're doing it individually, obviously. But I think we can utilize this space a little bit more intentionally. All right, let's look at the tags real quick. All right, admin thank you card is not being searched. Coffee pun card is not being searched too heavily. Nurse, boss, volunteer, staff, thanks a latte. So you see what I mean? So like these are only being searched like a handful of times. So I would probably want to remove these three and remove this one and remove this one and replace it with more like high volume search keywords, but still keeping the competition where it is. Otherwise, I think it's a good combination of more niche down versus, kind of narrowing your search versus broadening your search. I'm going to check out your description real fast. Okay. All right. So the answer to my question is you more than likely will not be able to do Canva, but again, just an idea for you to reach a larger people group. All right. So otherwise, I think it looks great. The description was very, very descriptive, as well as it perpetuated everything that I saw within the photos. So I think that's really good. Let's keep going. All right, Marigold Studio with Rachel Hoover. We got 12 sales, Gifts and goodies for all occasions. All right, Marigold, that might be something that we want to adjust a little bit, maybe like fine tune exactly who we are trying to sell to and exactly what we are trying to sell. Like we've got t-shirts, we've got candles, mugs, hoodies, potentially journal, tote bag. All right, so you are doing a lot of different things. But I do think that we could maybe say gifts, apparel and accessories for blank. So when I'm looking through a bunch of these, I'm seeing that it's kind of the same person that might want to buy all of these. And I am that person. That's why I'm saying that. So like undiagnosed, but definitely something is definitely wrong. Diagnosed and something is definitely wrong. Bored to dilly-dally, forced to pick up the pace. Like I would buy all of these. Absolutely. So I think that this still is like the same type of person that would buy these. So figuring out who that person is and then maybe saying like gifts, apparel, accessories for blank, potentially. Okay. I think that's fine. This is less about shop announcement and more like description. So I might want to add some extra things that are a little bit focused on like announcing things right now. But I do think these are more than likely things that you might have run into in the past as people were like maybe upset about something and that's why you're putting it in the announcement. That's totally fine. All right. Again, overall branding wise, I think you're doing a great job. You're choosing some of my favorite mock-ups on Etsy. Like I love this one because it looks very real. I also love this one. There's just these things do really, really well on Etsy, and I can tell that you purchased most of them. And they're great. So they look very, very authentic and unique. Okay. I love that we are splitting them up by type instead of type of person or instead of season. I think that's very, very smart. Let's go to the about. Vibes. Ooh, I actually love that idea. Like for the person who loves vibes or for the vibe lover. Like I think that absolutely is like what your store is about. Okay. Sweet. I think this is great. If there's anything that you want to send them to, you can put it in the about, like let's just say your Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Your shop policies are all updated. And again, she's doing a fantastic job at doing the frequently asked questions. Let's go ahead and choose one of these at random. The born to dilly dally one, of course, is the one that I fell on. So freaking funny. I want this shirt so bad. Okay. I think these are really good mock-ups. Very, very like authentic lifestyle, kind of calling out who you want to buy these things. You know, someone who wants like an oversized shirt, someone who's maybe got some tats, you know, people like me. I think that's perfect. Sweet. Love the care guide. All right. So this I might need to adjust. I think if I'm not mistaken, this is not a comfort color. Yep, it's a Gildan. So I'm actually going to come in really quickly and do Gildan t-shirt. Hopefully it won't bring up all mock-ups and stuff. Okay, so $6.95, $7.80, $10.99, $12.91. Come on. What's a mock-up? What's a mock-up? All right, $13.90, $11.48. That's comfort colors, so that's a little bit more expensive. That's comfort colors as well. Comfort colors. All these are comfort colors. It's not really helping me when I typed in Gildan. All right, so comfort colors are always going to be more expensive just because of the type. It's just known. It's just a better quality shirt. But I'm thinking that this $22.99 and up might be too much for a Gildan tee. I would just recommend trying to maybe put like a discount on the entire shop if possible, if it's not going to cut too deep into your profit margins. But it's not normal to see these high amounts unless it's a very particular, like I said, comfort colors a second ago. It's not like normal to see those amounts on t-shirts. And then going back to my candle and mug concept from earlier, looking at your pricing strategy on those as well might also help you get those kind of initial sales and initial momentum that you need. Let's go back to my dilly dally. Okay, I love that you're only offering 3 options. That's perfect. Some people will have this thing be like 70 colors long and it's just very aggressive. Okay. I mean, I think that's fine. I might go a little bit farther out and maybe say like bear as well. Or if we type in, let's go back to keyword. I don't even know if this is going to come up. Oh, it does. That's actually hilarious. So dilly-dallying, dilly-dally shirt. It's actually hilarious how much volume is for this because I say dilly-dally, but I never knew anybody else did. Shirts, t-shirt, funny, dilly-dally, born to dilly-dally. So there's a lot of different options in here that they're not super, super high, but it gives us some more space to kind of play with instead of just the first part. Okay, I love it. All right, let me see your description. Okay, so I would actually change this completely. This needs to be like moved to the bottom or at least just like right here because I mentioned this last Thursday that this is basically what Google is going to pull up whenever they are indexing your item, your listing. So I would actually recommend like building off of this a little bit. So let me see if I can find another example. I'm just going to choose this next person real fast. All right, go with the flow with this loose blue floral piece. It's printed on museum quality, blah, 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 blah. Okay, sweet. So this is a perfect example of like what Google is trying to like index with. So I would recommend adjusting the top of your description significantly. Okay, everything else looks great. I understand what I'm getting. So those are my quick suggestions. I think your mock-ups are good. I might want to change these three just because I don't usually like it when it's just like a print on demand mock-up personally. But I think you're doing a great job at choosing the other lifestyle based and aesthetic ones. So I think you're doing good there. But I would maybe add in some more things here. Let me also, before I leave, check out your tags as well. Oh my God, that's so funny. Might call in thick. Okay, so not a lot of search here, but maybe it will be. I think that's a new thing that's like coming in. It's trending right now, so that might be more search soon. I think you're doing a really good job at looking at the right person, like unhinged t-shirt, very smart. Even though this has nothing to do with that, it's the person that's going to be looking that up. Weird graphic tee, I love that. Silly, anxiety, you're 100% know who you're looking like to a target. So I think these are actually really good. I would just maybe like play around with a little bit more of the high search volume ones. Otherwise, Marigold, great job. Let's keep it going. All right, Doxy Doodle Studio. That's so cute. I love your dogs. All right, Art and Prints by Joni Lafate. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong, but we got Joni here. We got Joni on her dogs, I'm assuming. Beautiful prints. You can tell that it is something that could be wall decor. I think that's cool. Ooh, full-time pharmacist. Very cool. All right, so this is an about section, not a shop announcement. So I actually would rather relocate this to your about. And then the shop announcement needs to be like, these are, featured items. These are shipping discounts you can get. Here is my email list, etc. So that's what I would recommend is like making that quick adjustment to move this down to the bottom, because the shop announcement is really about like confirming if I'm in the right place as a buyer. And then this is going to be your about, which you've already obviously done. So great job. Make that quick change for me. And I think everything else looks good. Shop policies. I would maybe want to update these a little bit simply because we only really have returns and exchanges and it doesn't even tell me what that is. I would say like cancellations, digital downloads, since I know you're a print shop, stuff like that would be really helpful here. And maybe even some frequently asked questions. I'm gonna go to your reviews real quick. These are so beautiful. I love them. I might buy something from you. All right. So I think all of the reviews are coming in really well. I would just respond to them again if you have the ability to. Bookmarks, art prints, note cards, mugs. I would put an S on that. Cell phone cases. This is great list of sections. Now I'm just going to choose one at random. Ironically, probably one of the ones that I would buy myself. I love me some teal watercolor. All right, so one thing that I'm seeing immediately is we have 10 spaces for photos and 1 space for videos. And this is the first listing that I've seen this week and last week that didn't utilize all of that super important, valuable real estate. So I would make sure that we are, I'm just going to double check another one real fast. I would make sure that we are doing at least 7 photos Like, I wouldn't recommend just 3. We got a couple more in here. And even, by the way, even if the photos are as simple as explaining the size, and maybe like how to take care of it or something like that, I think would be really helpful. All right, let's go over here now. Sweet. I think this is a really, really good way to use the title. I would just, all of these really quickly, all of these things that you put like 2 in the middle, that's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That is 15 characters that we are using by using those double little lines. So I would recommend utilizing those 15 characters to put more stuff in here, instead of just, I don't want to say wasting the space, but, using it for that little hyphen looking thing. Oh, okay. We're going to need to definitely expand on this description, especially because I'm not getting a lot of information from the photos. So the photos should, first of all, this photo should draw me in. This title should perpetuate the photo and qualify me as a buyer. Then when I click in, the photo should tell me exactly what I'm going to get, so there's no questions. And then the description should go even deeper into that. Right now, at this time, I am not feeling compelled enough to purchase this as a buyer because I'm not getting enough information from you. Okay, let me go really quickly over to watercolor bookmark on Etsy. And I also just want to confirm or deny what we're looking at because I don't know. I want to make sure I can tell you truthfully or not, whether or not your pricing is aligned. All right, so I'm going to do the exact same thing we did earlier. Filters, star seller, and best up here at the top. Let's see what we got here. All right, $9.99, $8.72, $14, $1. Jesus, that's a little bit lower than I would hope. $14.25, $14, $8.69, $6.99, $8.54. Okay, so I would just do your due diligence to confirm or deny if this number makes sense. This might be why we are not getting as many views as we want, simply because people are finding maybe something comparable and even personalizable for cheaper. So just keep that in mind. Highly recommend looking that up. Overall, though, I think you have an absolutely gorgeous shop. I love what you're selling. I love, love, love the watercolor aspect of it. I would just maybe go into the opportunity of the personalization space if you are open to it again as an option, and then just making sure that we are aligned with where we're supposed to be for pricing. I'm going to do one more thing and look up cell phone cases. No. I typed it too fast. There we go. All right, so $17.92. Oh, wait, hold on. You know what we got to do? Because we can't just start looking. We got to confirm that these things are actually selling, because if I don't, I'm going to see like ads. I'm going to see things that aren't really actually helping me at all. So we're going to go back over here and do our little thing again. All right, $17.92. Okay, that's 25. 21. Like I said, I didn't know how much these were. That was $6.51. That might be a loss leader. $16.96, $21.24. That's very interesting. Again, this is personalized, so keep that in mind. So personalization can also usually equal more money. 17, 12, 28. Okay, so I mean, I think you might be aligned with pricing. I personally think they're a little too expensive. So I would just take a good look at our bookmarks, our mugs, and our phone cases and confirm that we are aligned in pricing, because I think that we might be a couple bucks off, which might be hurting us to be found in search as well. Okay, let's move on to the next one. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. I'm sorry again if you are still here. I really appreciate all of you. We are, of course, at the 1 hour 17 mark. Like I said, I'm going to keep on keeping on. So we're going to go through all of these. And if you have to come back, that's totally fine. I'm just going to go ahead and take my time today to iron these out for you. And if it takes me 2 hours, we're going to do it. So if you have to come back, I understand. But I do appreciate all of you guys still being here with me that are. Love you. Okay, let's get into it. All right. Let's get out of here. All right, digital products by the Pinspired Mama. Very cute. Love that. Just one thing immediately off the bat. This is very awkwardly placed. So I like the design is awkwardly placed on the Stanley looking tumbler itself. So I would just maybe like take that out of your banner or like relocate it to where it's supposed to be. Perfect. Shop title. I've got nothing there for you. I will update this, or I would, excuse me, I will not. I would update this for sure because it has not been updated since June of last year, and we are inching, thankfully, on June of 2025. So I would definitely make that adjustment, and then I would also kind of go through maybe some shop announcements in different spaces that you're in, like the different competitors that you have, and see what they're doing. Something else I would say is your sections. All you have is digital downloads. Technically, all of these are digital downloads, but I recommend splitting them up. So maybe it is sublimation files for tumblers. Maybe it's, what else do you got in here? Ebooks. Let's say venti wraps, stickers, etc. So right now I don't like decals. Like I would break all of those up by section so that I don't have to like scroll through all of your stuff. Also, same concept from a second ago. This is just not in the right place design wise. So I would make that adjustment because it's not where it's supposed to be like placement wise. I don't know what's going on here. There we go. Okay, it's fine. Okay. Also, your photos are a little bit pixelated, but that's fine. Just one quick note I noticed. Okay. Sorry if y'all hear background noise. You know I live in a construction zone. All right, I'm going to go back. I think there is something. I think there's something we can do here. So I am seeing it's a little bit difficult to read these like thumbnail itself. I also am noticing that there might be like placement issues potentially. So like I think this one makes sense, this one makes sense, but like this like soccer mom like super big, it's taking up the entire Starbucks cup, and I don't think that that is necessarily where I would want to place it. It makes a lot of sense on these glass cups to cover the entire thing, but when it relates to like the tumblers or like the venti cups, it does not look like we are placing them exactly where they should be. This one's good, that one's good. Okay, interesting. Okay, so I would just maybe look at your competitors a little bit and just see exactly how they're doing their thumbnails, and they're also doing the placements of the designs. I think that could be really important. All right, let's get into the actual item itself. Oh, that's really cool. Huh, that's a fun little rotating thing. Okay. All right, so I think, oh, that's interesting. So you're doing it for multiple different types. Okay, I see, I see. I'm picking it up what you're throwing down. Okay. So all of these are a little bit hard to read, and they're not really giving me a lot of information about what I'm buying. So it's a lot of like instructions, and then a couple of examples here, but like I think I just need a little bit more of exactly like what I'm doing with these. And again, your photos are a little bit pixelated, so it's kind of hard to see. And then I also would definitely make sure that I get into like what they're actually going to be downloading. So sublimation print file, like I don't see that over here, for example. Gift for pickleball lover, stuff like that. So the title needs to also be reworked a little bit. Let me look at your tags. Sorry if you guys hear noise. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know why people are doing that. That's so funny. Okay, so paddle, for example, I believe that's spelled wrong, so that's not going to help us with search. Cup designs, custom cups, pickleball. Okay, so it looks like there are a lot of competition that we're dealing with right now. So I highly recommend kind of like digging a little bit deeper into each of these to maybe be able to be found. And then the last thing I want to do is also look at what people are charging in your space. Okay, so that one's $2.99. I'm looking, by the way, if just so again, the reason we're doing this today is so you can see where my eyes go. I am seeing bundle, 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 one. So I am looking at the ones that have one because that's what you're selling. So I'm not looking at the bundles. So 193, for example, 99 cents, $4. But again, we don't know if these are actually selling. So let's just do our little thing again one last time. And change star to best. All right, so $2.96, $3, $1.98, $1.93, $2.30, $3.47. That's actually hilarious. I would buy that. All right, so stuff like that. So like this is $5 almost, and it's not really grabbing me 100% that this is something that's going to make sense for me. Also, this could be something that could go on a mug. It could go on, I don't know, I'm just making this up, like a t-shirt maybe. So like maybe we can have more examples of that. Same thing here. I would remove this or move it somewhere else so that we can have the Google indexing a little bit higher. Okay, I think your description's fine. But as of right now, this is not something that would make it an immediate yes for me as a buyer. I need to get a little bit more information. I need the pricing to be a little bit more aligned. And then I probably need some more photos to make that final decision. Okay, hope that makes sense. All right, moving on. Where fun, text, and flair meets one-of-a-kind gifts. Cute. All right, it's called Pen and Lens. Personalize any item, no extra charge. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to be fully transparent with you. This is a very, very overwhelming banner. I'm getting a lot of things thrown at me at first, and they're not like making sense together necessarily. I love that you have discounts and sneak peeks over here, more than likely your email list. This doesn't necessarily have anything to do with Texas, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think this does either. I don't think this does either. These two do. So I would just maybe like, if that's the direction you're going, maneuver those things away. And then like just try to make it a little like more appealing to the naked eye of a new buyer. I think that's fine. Because creative gifts, personalized gifts, Texas, personalized gifts, etc. No one's probably going to be looking up flair necessarily though. So I would maybe rework this with things that you're actually selling. But if you're selling a lot of different things, I can understand why you're doing that. All right, so it's March now, so I would maybe just come in here and adjust that really quickly. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I can see what you're doing in here, but it's also just kind of overwhelming because it doesn't necessarily match. So for what I mean by that is like bees, garden, handmade. Those things like don't really like sync together. Bees and garden do, but like handmade probably needs to be by itself. And then I saw something else, St. Patrick's Day and Easter. Obviously, those are two different things. So I would maybe like either separate those or just have one thing that's like holiday specific, something like that. All right, for your featured items, it looks like we are doing 3 individual listings and 2. Nope, it's all just listings. Just kidding. I was just making sure they weren't sections. Okay. Ooh, all right. So I would highly recommend adjusting your mockups significantly and also making them like just lifestyle oriented rather than just the item itself. So these are probably mockups that you're getting from a print on demand supplier right now. And like I mentioned earlier, I don't necessarily love using those. I would recommend going back to earlier in this video when we were talking about like the lifestyle mockups that other person was using. It was doing a really good job with the dilly dally idea. So maybe invest in some mockups or purchase some of these and then take mockups and then just add your designs to each of them. Ooh, okay. All right, so we're doing a lot in this shop. So I think that this is a little overwhelming, a little confusing potentially, just because we're doing a bunch of different niches, a bunch of different products for a bunch of different people. So when I look at your shop, I don't really know who this is for. It's for a lot of different people, and you're selling a lot of different things. So up here, you were telling me that you were like Texas Flair, but I'm not really getting that from the rest of the shop. So just being mindful of that as well. We also are probably off a little bit on pricing. Sorry if you guys hear the dumpster truck coming outside my house right now. Man, they just making noises. Making noises. So I would say we need to maybe also look at pricing because I don't think notebooks like this are going to be selling at around $14 to $19. Also, like t-shirts, like we mentioned earlier, are a little bit cheaper, unfortunately, especially if you're doing Bella canvas, which it looks like you are doing Bella and like Gildan combinations. So I would recommend definitely getting into some pricing structure as well. I'm just going to choose something random, like let's say on page 3. On my last nerve, that's cute. Okay, cute porcupine on my last nerve, crew neck sweatshirt, sassy, funny teal. Okay, I think it's actually a very good title. Very, very good. The only thing that I'm seeing is like the price is very, very off. Okay, I like that you only have a couple of those. Okay, I think that's fine. Oh my God, I'm so sorry for that noise, guys. Okay, this is a really, really good example. So this is something that I have not seen yet, and I really wanted to spotlight her for. We are using user-generated content and reviews. It's not really UGC, but it's like the reviews from a verified Etsy buyer. So yes, someone could easily scroll and try to find these, but I also love that she is putting those in there. Okay. All right, let me look at your description. That's funny. Again, let's maybe pop that up to the top because that's the Google search. Also, you have a lot of photos from reviews, so I would also use these if you possibly can. I think the description is good. I would just probably nix this. You don't really need that. Okay, I think the description is good. Let me check out your tags. Ooh, okay, so this is definitely something we can work on. So as you can see, the volume of a bunch of these are very low. So overworked pullover, no one's looking that up. Sassy animal shirt, like a lot of these are under 100 in search. So I would definitely maybe rework, maybe workshop a couple of SEO items for this. And then I also, let's see. I see that you're doing pretty well in like these actually though. So cute nature sweater. I think it's a really good like way that you're going with these. But I think maybe there's something else to look at here. So if we just go to, actually, I'm just going to do it in the same thing. I'll just do it right here. We type in porcupine, for example. Porcupine. I hope that's how you spell that. All right. So porcupines. Yeah. So unfortunately, it's just this particular topic is not being searched too much in itself, but there might be something else to get into like animals, nature, etc. That's something that I would recommend on those. But most importantly is going to be this guy right here. So just making sure that you're looking at your pricing strategy and that is aligned with your competitors in the space. And then also your thumbnail is captivating. Right now, this one actually is, but I think that we might have missed the mark on the most recent ones that we offered. Where in the world did it go? I don't know how I got here. Hold on. 1 second. On sale, maybe? I don't know how I got here. All right. Well, there were not these a second ago, so I don't know what the heck happened. But I would just say maybe just making sure that all of our mock-ups are not from our print-on-demand provider. And then also if we're doing something like this, that this is like turned the right way. There's just a bunch of different things that I think thumbnail-wise we can focus on, and then also pricing. Okay, hope that makes sense. All right, let's see. Grand opening. Congratulations, Carrie from Canada. That's event Life in Pieces. Okay, every piece is a moment of your story. I love that. Personalized puzzles. Okay, puzzled, personalized gifts. I would put S there for puzzle people. Love it. Okay, cool. I think that's good. All right, so we have 0 sales so far. I like what you're doing. I like the concepts, but the pricing is very, very off. I think I want to confirm, but I think those we might need to workshop that. So personalized puzzle, 28.14, $8.59, 14.99, 17.74, 9.90. And I'm looking at only bestsellers and popular nows, right? 14.99, 26.71, 2024, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So yeah, I think that we definitely need to workshop some pricing here because I don't think a lot of people are going to pay for this amount personally. So maybe, just taking a look at your competitors and seeing what they're doing. I also think that the thumbnails are a little bit overwhelming and need to, like, we can actually remove a little bit of this information, maybe keep 520 pieces, your photo, and then this. But everything else can be actually in the item itself, in the listing itself. And I'm going to go through your photos real quick. Okay, I love the video. I think that's a really good idea, like showing each of the individual puzzle pieces. Shows me a little bit behind the scenes. So we have 250 and 50 and 520, excuse me. Very cool. I love this. I love your letters. It's so cool. All right, very cool. Cool. I mean, I think your photos are actually very, very, very good. I think your branding is very good. I think the only thing that we're really off is, oh, I like that. That's really cool. The only thing we're really off is on the price right now. And then, of course, going back to what we see, it looks like you're doing a good job at 520 piece custom portrait of family pets. So I see that it's a puzzle, and then what I can see in the title also perpetuates that. Your dog as a faux canvas, and then I see that it's a puzzle, so I think that's fine. You're doing a good job there. Let's see your tags. No, that's funny. I didn't even know that was a word. Peaceful. Okay, you're actually doing a really good job. Nice, very cool. Okay, so these are a little bit heavier, of course, as it relates to competition. So maybe there's something we can do to get a little bit heavier in that, but you are very heavy in volume, or excuse me, lighter in competition, but you are very heavy in volume. So I feel really, really good about that overall. Let me look at your description real fast. Very cool. Oh, sorry, my construction man is talking very loud. Okay, I think this looks really good. I mean, it's a lot of information, but it's very informative. Like, obviously, it's getting me fully equipped to purchase. So to be honest, I actually very much so would buy this if this number was different, just because your competitors are coming in at a very different rate, even though you are personalized, and personalized things are going to be more expensive. Like we've said, these even personalized options are still about half of this. So I would just maybe workshop your pricing strategy. Everything else looks great. All right, let's get into Espot Ceramics. Wow, this is beautiful. In Istanbul, very cool. Man, that's very, very cool. All right, let's see. So wheel thrown ceramic mugs, bowls, vases, and sculptures. Fantastic. Love the banner. Okay, this was just updated about a month or so ago. Okay, all right. Yeah, everything looks good. All right, I love the thumbnails. Oh, I love the thumbnails. Looks very, very good, very clean. I also love seeing these, that they are in high demand. Beautiful, love it. All right, let's go to your about. Cool. I would just add some photos here, like we mentioned earlier. Give me a little bit more about you and behind the scenes, maybe. Okay, we got some responses. Fantastic. I also love that they're using some photos. So if you have any like photos from reviews that you can actually use in your photos, that's fantastic news as well. The only thing I would say is maybe we can place, if you're open to it, of course, I don't want to cut into your profit margin because all of these are obviously handmade. If we can maybe place a discount shop wide or a free shipping or something that's just going to incentivize them a little bit further to take that final action. And let's just choose one to look through. Oh man, we are at 138. Okay, these are good. Okay, beautiful. Let me see your video real quick. Sorry, someone's blowing up my phone right now. Gorgeous. Love it. All right, handcrafted stoneware bowl, wheel throne, hand painted, perfect for serving, decor, and more. Okay, I think that we could maybe do something a little bit more here. I think we're talking a lot about the item itself, but like maybe this could be like unique gift idea, but for who? That might be something else to kind of add in here. Love the beginning. All right, so I would put something maybe what is your processing time? Give me a little bit more information here. What is the return and exchanges? How do you make them? Care instructions, stuff like that would feel really good as a buyer here as well. I also like that it's a rare find. Let me go to your tags. Okay. I think you're doing a good job at combining the two of them, like more niche down, narrow, and then also a little bit more broad search terms. But I think we could maybe go a little bit heavier on the niche down side and like really, really lean into handmade, wheel thrown, etc. Otherwise, I think it's really good. Let's keep on keeping on. Milestones by Lynn. Very cute. Celebrating my life's milestones. Okay. Okay, cool. I mean, I know kind of what I'm getting. This is like a baby is being born. These children are turning different ages. Makes sense. Personalized digital items celebrating special moments. Perfect. Okay, I would make sure that we update this simply because it is no longer Christmas. It is now March of 2025. So I would make that, I would update this one ASAP. Okay, so I'm maybe a little bit confused on exactly what we are selling and who we're selling to, because there's some things that like don't necessarily relate to milestones. So maybe I'm just not looking at it appropriately. You might just be jumping on like trends and stuff, which is also totally fine. But I just looking at the shop as a whole, it doesn't really make sense quite as well as I would have hoped in certain places. Okay. Yeah, I would it's kind of interesting just because I don't really know exactly what I'm looking at 100% because there's just a lot of different products, a lot of different niches. But I mean, I think it's all great. I just got a little confused, I guess, with what you said that you were kind of offering up here. But I will say what we've talked about in the past is like Etsy really indexes based on items and listings versus shops in itself. So I really do like how you have all of these different sections lined out so people can go find what they're looking for and looking for that kind of customized, personalized approach. So I might just want to adjust this a little bit if we're not really offering a lot of milestone stuff anymore. This is really cool though. This reminds me of like Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. Is that his name? That Disney movie. All right, let's just choose one at random. Wait, really quick before I do that, I also might want to look into pricing again, just because I'm not going to like dig too deep into it because I've said it like 10 times now, but just knowing that like shirts are not usually going for $18. They're usually going a lot lower than that. Also, this looks like it might be a crew neck, but it's also a shirt. So just making sure that we are satisfied with the pricing and it is aligned with what we're doing. Like this $31 crew neck might not be competitive currently. Vinyl stickers, I know that they're personalized, but vinyl stickers are definitely not going for $25. So I would just do that. Maybe just get into figuring out what your competition is as it relates to pricing across the board. Same thing with candles. We saw candles a second ago, I think between like $6 to $12. So being very mindful of maybe putting a discount on the entire shop or something of that sort. Okay, I like that. Okay, so it's just your individual mock-ups in a photo, I mean, in a video, that's fine. I actually really like your mock-ups. Very aesthetically pleasing. Cool, I love it. Okay, description's good. I would just adjust the pricing significantly. And let me check out your tags. All right, kind of the same thing here. Anything under 100, I don't like to use too much. So like celestial candle, for example, maybe we could do celestial gift. I don't know if that'll work, but I'm just using that as an example. So it might be something that like someone's going to buy this for someone who likes the celestial vibe. But moon and star candles. So you see how like there's a lot of competition and not a lot of people like looking up these individual things. And then we have the opposite down here where we might be doing a little bit too broad as well. So I think that you're doing an interesting combination of very, very high competition, but also high search, but then very, very low very, very low search and high competition. So it's kind of like hurting your potential for views, unfortunately, from what I'm seeing so far. So overall, quicker little recap, I would work on pricing as a whole, and then I would also work on your SEO. And then just kind of getting an idea of, again, like who exactly you're selling to, or are we just hopping on trends for right now, which is also totally fine. But if so, I would maybe adjust the branding a little bit. All right, let's get into the Polka Dot Tot Spot. That's so cute. I love that. Very cute. All right, guys, we are nearing the 1:45 mark. So if you're still here with me, awesome. If you're not, I totally understand, but I hope that I see you guys in the replay. Birthday shirts, pennant buntings. I have no idea what that word is, but I'm sure you do. Party decor and toys. Fantastic. All right, beautiful. It's perfect, perfect shop announcement. We got some featured items in here. Makes sense. It's very seasonally based. I think she's doing a great job at focusing on like what's actually happening right now. I might move away from St. Patrick's and go more towards like Mother's Day and graduation soon, just because it is the 6th of March. So it looks like most of your items, if not all of them, are handmade. And I think that your mock-ups are telling that in a good way, like not in a bad way. Like I think I'm getting that from them. And they're all looking very, very good lighting, very aesthetically pleasing. Let's go ahead and just select one. It looks like it's peeling up a little bit. I don't know if that's just me. Like it's coming up off the shirt. So the mock-ups are a little blurry on this particular one. Also, it's been around for 49 months and received very little views. So I might want to workshop or reworkshop the SEO on this one because there's something that's doing something or not doing something. And also, I would want to just definitely make these a little bit more lifestyle focused. So maybe like a kid wearing it. And then also, it looks like these are peeling up on the bottom. So that's not like super encouraging to me as a viewer or potential buyer. So maybe just workshopping these mock-ups a little bit. Okay, I would say like birthday party shirt, something like that. And I would definitely want to workshop the description of this one as well. What exactly are you going to be getting? Who is it for? Obviously, I know it's for a 4-year-old girl, but like maybe like where they can wear it to. Care instructions, since this is hand sewn. So those kinds of things could be in there. And let me just check your tags. All right, so this totally makes sense to me. So I would just make some definite changes here. We have a lot of competition and not a lot of search. So I would definitely workshop your SEO pretty much across the board on that one. I'm going to just test one more out just to be safe. Again, I'm just picking these at random. So again, want to make sure that we are using like lifestyle mockups and that we are kind of filling all of these out. And then also maybe more photos of like how big it is, what it can be used for, care instructions, etc. I'm not sure what a jingle bell ball is personally. So I don't really see anything. I see fish themed, but I would maybe get into like fish, sea, underwater, those kinds of things. Maybe like underwater nursery, stuff like that. Definitely same exact concept for the description here. And it looks like same concept for the SEO. So I think that these guys are just maybe not being found appropriately like they should be, just simply because of the SEO and potentially the description and mock-up combo. But you can also maybe see what other people are selling these handmade fabric balls, like what they're currently charging, and just confirming that the pricing is where it needs to be as well. All right, just a couple more, guys. Hopefully you're still with me. If you're not, that's totally fine. Hopefully I'll be able to see you on the replay. All right, Wonder and Wonder bags, bags that tell your story. Very cute. All right, so we want to definitely adjust the shop title significantly because it's just your name. So let's change this to be focused on exactly what you're selling. So like personalized backpacks, tote bags, and wallets, or whatever it is. I think your mock-ups are actually really good. Very aesthetically pleasing. These I definitely want to adjust because they're like just like the standard ones that you get from your print-on-demand supplier. I love the about. I just would add some photos in there for you. Oh, you actually are doing so much, like weekender bags, lunch tote bags. So this is actually a very, very, very good example of how to perfectly use sections. So laundry bags, clothing and blankets, weekender bags. So things that people are actually looking up. Very cool. All right, let's just choose one at random. This is a diaper bag, I believe. Adorable elephant print. Okay, so adorable can be taken out completely because we don't need that. I'm going to go back and show you why. So adorable elephant print diaper bag BA, like we need to be able to see the rest of it. So I would just put elephant print diaper bag backpacked instead. Okay, sweet. Love it. Otherwise, I would zoom in on this and show me the side view without all these extra things because it's very small. Same thing here. Like, let's make the product the main event instead of all these extra things. I like that. That's cool. Same thing here. Let's just blow that baby up and maybe use it as a lifestyle mock-up of someone actually using it. I wouldn't say that's cream. I think that that's like brown or tan personally. Okay, so I think your mockups are fine, but they look a little pixelated to me. And I also would want to make sure that this, like the product is the main event rather than like you could put side view up here, like this, for example, like long ways instead of stacked, and then show the entire product. Mm. Okay. Looks like you have care instructions twice. I don't know if that, you want to make that little change, but I think the description's fine. I think that this price might be a little bit off, however. So if I go into Etsy and I put elephant diaper bag, I would just do the exact same thing just to confirm that you're where you're supposed to be. So personalized diaper bags, for example, is $42.75. This one is $68.75, but again, it is personalized. That one's $48, $37, $76. That's kind of ridiculous. So, I mean, I'm seeing a couple of things that are just a lot lower than yours, and it's personalized. So if you offer personalization, that's fine, but I would want to talk about that here because if not, I don't think $70 is going to make sense for this. Let's keep it going. Exclusive. That's cool. Personalized gifts. Okay. Exclusive apparel. Okay. So again, we don't need this here. You could just put apparel and personalized gifts for whoever your end buyer is. Let's also adjust this significantly. We need to increase this. It's supposed to be a shop announcement and it hasn't been updated since July of last year. So let's just make sure that we are kind of growing this a little bit and putting more information, especially because I see that you have 25% off coupon right now or 25% off discount, stuff like that. All right, so it looks like we just kind of have like a lot of different people that we're hitting and a lot of different it's pretty much the same products, like the sweatshirts, the t-shirts, etc., but it's just kind of random, a bunch of different types of things. Also, you only have 21 listings, so I would definitely recommend trying to get some more listings live once you figure out what you want to focus on. Oh, sorry, that was my dog. I think this is kind of cute. I actually really like this. But I will say, just from a design perspective, it doesn't like maybe I might want to like move those to the back. So like you see how there's like those little things on top. I would maybe want to move those to the back just because it looks a little like you're cutting off mom potentially. I would also say the title might need to be reworked a little bit, just because, let's see, like customs mom gifted shirt for I like first mom shirt, but like first mom days. I think there's just maybe a translation issue here potentially. So I would just make sure that we are kind of like maybe reworking the title just so that it speaks to the end buyer here. And let's go ahead and go over to our tags. So like this says like chilly mom, and maybe you meant to say chill mom. Comfort colors question mark T. I don't think a lot of people are going to be typing that in. Ironically though, 4,000 people supposedly typed it in. Pregnancy announce instead of announcement. Yeah, I think there's just a very good opportunity here to get the competition to be a little bit lower, but also like make sense for what it is. So like Mother Day gift is not obviously how it would naturally be kind of typed in, even though a lot of people are typing in wrong. We just really like to, Etsy likes to encourage us to not use misspelled words or not use misproperly like pronounced words or whatever. I ironically like did not say that correctly, so don't listen to me. But let's see some colors. Okay. And I'm gonna look at your description as well. All right, so I definitely just want to like, I think just enhance this pretty much overall. So I think the design could use a little bit of workshopping. I think the title could use a little bit of workshopping, as well as the tags that you're currently using. And then I would want to kind of like double down on the description a little bit to be able to get as much information in here as possible, but not just information about the item, but actually talking to the end buyer. Okay, hope all of that makes sense. Let's keep it going. All right, Chilo and Co. Designs. Digital designs and prints. Okay, I definitely want to enhance this one, just like I've said in the other ones. Wow, these are really gorgeous. Awesome. All right, so we obviously only have 18. I think you're brand new, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go to your about. Oh, you don't have one. Okay, so first of all, I would recommend doing an about section. I would also recommend outlining your shop policies. And then in your about section, I kind of want to learn a little bit more about you and some photos of you and your behind the scenes, how you do things. I'm going to go ahead and click on one example. Okay, I think the title is pretty good. Oh, nice. This is really, really good. I really love the mock-ups. Very cool. Okay, love the top. Oh, this is smart. If you prefer the instant digital version, I love that. Let me check your tags. All right, so kind of the same thing I said a second ago. We're leaning really heavily into some more broad competition keywords, but I do think you have pretty decent, except for a couple of them, pretty decent search. So maybe just workshopping or maybe like copying and not pasting, but duplicating this listing and seeing if we could maybe do a little bit high search volume and see if we can get some more views here, because you already are getting a couple views. So maybe just getting a handful more just because of the SEO. All right, what is this? Weave and wear. Cool. 10% off in store now. Okay, it's cute. Like it. Giftful t-shirts, sweatshirt, hoodies, and custom apparel. All right. Ooh, this is nice. All right, so this is a perfect example of a shop announcement. So what's popular now, announcing things that are actually happening, who they are, what they do, delivery times, production times. Perfect. If you guys were looking for a shop announcement, this is a great one. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with moodings. If you guys don't know what a mooding is, you should look. It is the funniest little animal, and I am obsessed with them currently. So I love that you have that shirt, and I might buy it from you. Okay. Very cool. All right, let me look at your sections. Okay. Goblin core, very, very smart. Coquette, very smart. Retirement, very smart. Okay. All right, I'm just going to click on one random one. Raccoon mentality. Okay. I love that on your thumbnail it says more colors and sizes available. And this one says ivory. I think that's really helpful. Tells me like what I'm getting at the bottom. I really love that she's doing this, but it's not overtaking the thumbnail. So the example from a second ago when it was showing like the side view of the diaper bag was like the product was not the focus. So I love this is a perfect example of how we could do the exact same thing with the product at the center. Okay. Nice. I'm loving it. Very cool. All right, let me look at your colors. Okay, we got just a couple of options. Like I said earlier, I really like that. Description. Okay. The only thing I would probably just adjust the very beginning and maybe add a little bit more to it, but otherwise I think it looks fine. And let me look at your tags. So again, going back to things that people would actually type in. And I try to be 100 or more on search personally. Yeah, so I might want to workshop a little bit on those. Price-wise, same kind of thing. Comfort colors, like I mentioned earlier, can be more expensive. It is widely known that that is okay, that is accepted. But maybe just again looking at see what like other people in your space are charging for this particular item, because I know it starts at 22, but it can go all the way up to like $30. So I would just maybe workshop that a little bit as well. All right, guys. So there are a couple more that I have. Let me see. There we go. A couple more that I have, but we are at the 2-hour mark. I've never done this before, and I don't plan on doing it again. I'm so sorry for going so long today, but I do appreciate everyone that is still here. I appreciate you guys. You know, the time that I am investing into this is because I want you to be able to invest that much more time into your business as well. So I hope I was able to help everybody out today, that you got something from this. If you did, if you are still watching, or if you came back to watch the replay, feel free to let me know something that you learned from this live stream. And next week, I just want to give a quick announcement. Next week, we will not be having Coffee with EverBee because my sister is actually getting married. So if you've been on Coffee with EverBee with me for the past couple of months, I've been talking about little things that I was like designing on or buying through Etsy for her wedding. So her bachelorette party is coming up right now. So we will not be hosting Coffee with EverBee next Thursday, but we will be back in action as normal the following Thursday. So if you guys have any questions about any of the things I went over, please feel free to drop them in the comments. And I guess I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Again, I appreciate your time if you're still here, or if you're watching the replay, please let me know one thing that you learned from these audits. As it relates to everybody that I did not get to, because I don't plan on doing this for 3 hours, I'm going to do a quick video in the Facebook group for each of them. So if you're not in the Facebook group, feel free to check us out at EverBee members Etsy seller growth. And that's going to be for all of the remaining, I think there's like 6 or 7 that we didn't get to. I will pop those in the Facebook group instead. So thank you guys again for being here, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Love you. Bye.